There's a story happening right now in Nigeria's business world. A story so wild, so unbelievable that if you heard it in the movie, you would think the writer was exaggerating. It begins with one man, a billionaire businessman from Anambra State, and a company called Nestoil. For years, Nestoil had been for years, Nestoil was seen as a giant, a powerful player in oil and gas, a symbol of private sector influence, and the pride of its founder, Obi Jackson. But behind the glossy image, something else was happening. Nestoil had borrowed money, not small money, not business expansion money, actual nation shaking money. $1 billion. That is about 1.5 trillion naira. Then another 430 billion naira. Then more loans, 360 billion, $61 million, $150 million, $10 billion. Some of them personally guaranteed. But before we go deeper, hit the like button because this story deserves to be heard. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. These loans weren't taken last year or the year before. Some date back to 2013 when Nestoil wanted to buy OML 42, an oil mining license, what Nigerians call an oil well. An oil well is a money machine if you know what you're doing, if you manage it well, if corporate governance is strong. But in this case, it wasn't. Somewhere along the line, something broke. Leadership, cash flow, discipline. Only the insiders know the full truth. What the public now know is simple. Nestoil stopped paying. The loans went bad. And the banks, Afriexim Bank, Access, First City, Fidelity, Globus, Opay were left holding the bag. And these banks aren't playing with their own money. They are playing with depositors' money. Your money, my money, people's salaries, people's savings, money meant to be returned the moment the customer walks in to withdraw. Now, imagine waking up one day and hearing 1.5 trillion of depositors' funds are gone, just like that. If you're still following this story, subscribe because we break down Nigeria's biggest money story like no one else. But here's where the story gets a twist so dramatic, it feels like fiction. Instead of coming forward to repay, restructure, or renegotiate, the way Femi Otedolaji when he faced similar crisis, Nestoil reportedly chose a different battlefield. Not the conference room, not the negotiation table, but the media and the courts. The company began spinning its own narrative, painting the banks as villains, playing the victim, using legal channels to settle, but to threaten bank CEOs with jail term. Imagine that you owe the banks, you stop paying, they lose billions because of you, and somehow they become the ones under fire. This is the part of the story that makes all Nigerians shake their heads. How did we get here? How did a borrower turn into a hunter? How did banks who give lifeline become the enemy? In business, it's a simple rule. If you borrow, you pay. If business goes bad, you restructure. If you need time, you negotiate. That's not how that's how partnership works. That's how trust survives. That's how economies remain stable. But in this story, trust has been shattered, relationships broken, and then banking system is still counting the wounds. Because when a 1.5 trillion loan collapses, every Nigerian pays. You pay through higher bank charges, you pay through reduced credit opportunities, you pay through a weaker financial system. This story isn't just about Obi Jackson, isn't just about Nestoil, it isn't even just about the banks, it's about the future of business in Nigeria and the kind and the dangerous precedent this kind of behavior sets. Before we wrap up, comment below. Do you think the banks are at fault for giving out the loans? Or should the next one be held fully responsible for refusing to pay? Your opinion matters, and trust me, this conversation is just beginning. If you found this eye opening, share it. If you want more stories on money, power, and Nigerian economy, please subscribe because the next story might be even bigger. Peace.